Welcome, my name is Denise and I am a reseller on Poshmark. I am going to share with you today a thrift haul from where I live in Boulder, Colorado. I didn't do the rounds. I popped into the Goodwill. I spent $272 on 28 items, which turns out to be $9.71 for my cost of goods. Now, I'm just gonna be straight. I like to keep my cost of goods around $5 or $7, but sometimes you have these runs where it's a little bit more expensive. I'm gonna show you what I got, and I'm hoping really for that $40 or higher ASP. Obviously, you can't do that on every item, but that is kind of the goal, to be notching up as I keep sourcing with the new Posh fee structure. So speaking of which, our friends at Poshmark have just released this statement. It's in the news feed. We want to take a moment to thank you for your valuable feedback regarding our recent fee changes. We hear your concerns and are actively reevaluating these updates to ensure they align with your needs and expectations. Your input is crucial in shaping our platform, and we are committed to making adjustments that enhance your experience. We appreciate your patience as we work through the process and keep you updated on our progress. Now, I have a couple of sort of just wild thoughts related to that. Are Posh sales down as a result of the fee changes? Are they really going to be looking at that $15 and lower, $20 and lower price bracket where people are being dinged versus the old fee structure? If that's the case, I really do hope they just turn it to a flat fee like they used to do the $2.95. I would love for them to go back. It's not as snazzy as saying $1, $2, $3, but I do think it's important that if they're implementing positive fee changes, that it does not impact a group of people that sell a lot of bread and butter items. My opinion. Even though I talk strongly about what I think ASP should be, average sales price. I'm gonna get started right away with this, and I'm just gonna keep a pulse on what Poshmark is telling us. I just wanna let you know, yeah, I have a pimple patch at 50 years old right here. So that's the way of the world these days. I'm navigating changes and still actually getting pimples. So fun to just still be getting pimples 35 years later. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I paid for individually, just have $9.71 in your head. Here's a pair of snakeskin silvery looking Birkenstock Arizonas, size 39. Condition was always a driving factor, is always a driving factor in the items that I source, especially when it comes to Birkenstocks. I think Arizonas are super popular. I liked the metallic look. These are leather strap. Actually, they feel like they're Birky Buck. Some of the snaky silvery part wore off there, but it does just kind of feel like part of the vibe. I will note that so people don't get upset if they're hoping they're all silver. This same day, I had a ginormo Rothy's run. I sourced 4 pairs of Rothys, but I washed all of my Rothys at once, and I have 6 pairs of Rothys to post. 2 of them were purchased a couple of weeks ago and really needed a great cleaning up. I like to use hydrogen peroxide on my Rothy insoles, and I have like varying degrees of wear and age and all of those things, and they really show in the insoles. Like the points are a little bit older, as you can see. They've got some kind of discoloration to them, but then these are like really puffy and nice. The sneaker ones are like super cool. They've got foam to them. And then I just want to say, so when I was doing my hydrogen peroxide Dawn dish soap baking soda on the insoles, the blue from the edging on one of the pairs of the insoles actually died. on here. So I've got some blue marks here that I tried my hardest with like OxyClean to get out, but ultimately I couldn't get out. These are the Rothys that I sourced. The sizes are actually incredible. I think they are all size 8 and bigger, which I tend to find like size 6, 6.5 Rothys. These are cool ones. I thought yellow was fun. Maybe not so fall oriented. I actually haven't washed these yet, but they are the round toe Rothys. These are a pair of the Rothy sneakers. So I washed all the dark Rothys. I didn't wash the white ones yet. I will be using OxyClean on these. And then sometimes the outer sole is difficult to get clean on these. I'm gonna just try my best with like a magic eraser, probably some pink stuff. I have their scrub version, and the shoe itself, I'm not concerned about it cleaning up. What I'll do is I'll put some OxyClean, some hydrogen peroxide, and some Dawn dish soap. I'll scrub it and just let it sit for a little while. I would like to state, if you are using hydrogen peroxide on any of your items that are lighter, it's really great on pit stains. Don't put that item in the sun because it can turn it yellow. So don't ask me how I know. Just heed my advice. These are a size 9.5, and these are the loafers. I want to be bold and say Rothy's isn't making the loafers anymore. Navy blue loafers, size 9.5. Navy blue points, size 9.5. Black round toes with a blue halo. This little part in the back is called the blue halo. The thing to look for in Rothy's is that they're made in China. So when you look on the tag, look for made in China. Made in the USA are counterfeit. And then here's a pair of points, the points in a size 9.5 that actually has the white halo, which is a little bit more special. Someone was just telling me in my Instagram stories. So we'll see how those Rothys do. I still have to clean up a couple of pairs, and then I actually need to get them photographed. Should also note that a lot of the times the Rothys will have the size on the bottom of the insole. It'll also say made in China here. This is sometimes a good resource if the tag that is underneath the insole has worn it all. You can kind of reiterate these are authentic by this little thing. I actually sourced a few men's items, which, you know, I don't do all the time, but some amazing items came out on the new racks. So I won't really go into the men's department actively looking for things, but I will look at the racks. So when our Goodwill, when the racks come out, it's all kind of like women's items. Then sometimes it could be kids or it could be men's. So it goes from like price point, like $2.99 to $24.99, and then it'll reset for that men's. It'll be like $2.99 up to whatever the highest dollar amount is. Oh, I have two more things that are notable. One is this Lululemon. This is called the Festival bag, and boy, did this bag have a good time. It looks like it made it to Burning Man. It was completely covered in dirt and dust, and I soaked it. It hasn't been actually washed in the washing machine yet, and yes, I will put this in the washing machine. I just did that first layer soak. You know, still looking a little grody here on the handle. It does feel like a little like stiff to the touch, just simply because it was really wet, and then I didn't actively try to soften it up in the drying process. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but just throwing that out there. The Festival bag like has a flap, and it also has a little compartment up here, and then the top part has a zipper component to it. People do look for the Festival bag, and I have never seen that color before. It's looking kind of dingy right now. It looked great when I first took it out of the water, but it is looking like it's still gonna need a little help. And I just want to throw out there, the next thing that I purchased was this cute little trolley. It's a rolling cart, and I have filled it to the brim with my purchases from this day. See what they were. First up, men's shirt, Rourke. This is like an outdoor gear brand. It's nice stuff, but I wouldn't consider it top tier. I just do like to pick up Rourke, and I think people look for Rourke, so I decided to buy it. This is an Icebreaker Merino quarter zip. I love picking up Icebreaker Merino. I feel like Smartwool sells for more. This piece is a little unique because it's actually 100% merino wool. So to me, that means it's a little bit of an older Icebreaker piece. Icebreaker has moved to a model that's more of a blend of synthetic fibers and wool. So I am definitely going to price that up. It doesn't have any flaws that my eye has caught yet, but when I get my items under my lights and I photograph them, that's usually the opportunity I have to give it the most thorough inspection. So I will take the opportunity then, if I see any call outs, I will simply list it and then adjust my pricing expectations if there is a call out. This next piece is a, can you guess? Kind of basic. It's a cotton sweater. Look at that fancy back. Yeah, it's maybe what you guessed. It's a Lululemon sweater. And look at that thumb hole. It needs a good washing, but it has thumb holes. It's cotton, so I'm not concerned that I can clean that up. The sleeves are a little bit of a mess. People get weird about washing sweaters. Like, it's not weird to launder sweaters, especially on gentle cold. Don't ever put them in the dryer. I mean, I don't recommend putting any Lululemon in the dryer, but especially not sweaters. These are a pair of Levi's 501s. They're CTs, and I can't remember what that means. Cut and tapered, I think. That means cut and tapered. So the CT is right here. It turns out that these don't have the size in them, but look at the patchwork on these. These were created in the factory with this patchwork, and I just found them adorable. They seem to be, just from my kind of visual cues, about a size 27. They didn't seem really small, so even though the size isn't there, basically what I'll do is I'll measure the waistband and say it's 14 across, that's 28. I'll call them 27s because most brands have vanity sizing. I will put the photo up, I'll say see measurements, and that I size them up a little bit, or down, size them down. Oh, I love finding Fair Isle sweaters. This one is pretty magical. It was made in Greece. It's gonna be a little bit hard to show because it's a folded label, but there it is. Made in Greece. It's like a vintage Fair Isle sweater. A woman had that in her cart and then she put it back like in the sweaters, and I picked up on it. So I was kind of watching. I saw her running comps. She's like, I'm just here on my lunch break. She was asking me about a pair of Tory Burch shoes. It's like that low-hanging fruit, people. She's asking me about a pair of shoes and she's like, I don't think these are real. I was like, girl, you're in Boulder, Colorado. Like, you're not going to be finding Tory Burch dupe shoes here. Like, it's not that deep. Like, you didn't just find Chanel or Gucci. Both brands, authentic, I have sourced in the same location. So, like, Tory Burch dupes, I don't know. Is that even a thing? Maybe handbags, but shoot, I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but weird. Okay, I picked this up because I am super just into denim right now. This is Lauren Jeans Company by Ralph Lauren, and look at this, adorable. I almost feel like it is a kind of like nighty piece. It's very lightweight and also is stained. I went into this day picking up some things for aesthetic and potentially making some mistakes in the buying department because they are stained, but we'll see what I can do. This was a magical find right here. This is Giorgio Armani, Emporio Armani dress, and I saw simply just the design of the dress. I saw the cotton, I saw the cute cotton slip on the inside, tiered, midi length, a really beautiful kind of dye process to this. Now let me show you. I actually Google image searched this and I found it on, I believe, Neiman Marcus's website, and this retailed for $675. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna be able to sell that for $300, but in my heart of hearts, I'm hoping for around like 150. So just follow that dress along in the journey. I recently mentioned how I'm not very good at sourcing dresses, and here I am picking up dresses. I pretty much always pick up Faraday. I love Faraday. I think it's a great brand. This also doesn't have a size tag. I don't know what's going on with that. Sometimes people size up and they don't like to look at that tag, or sometimes size tags are just a little itchy or paper based or something. This is the actual dress. It just looks kind of like a popover shirt dress. I am really drawn to these, what I consider to be this Indian floral, beautiful terracotta colors. I think this dress right now is very on brand, especially with like Daughters of India having such a big rise. That style, that print, I don't know. Don't mark my words, but I like it. Oh, here's another dress I bought. This will be my 4th dress I bought. I think it's the last one. Oh my goodness. Loved this. I may pop it on. I do have leggings and a bodysuit on, so I could try things on. This is Everlane. I kind of steer clear of Everlane, but have actually done well with Everlane dresses. I do believe this style is pretty flattering and would be sought after for people. Let me slip this on. So it has pockets. I absolutely just adore this style. I think it's great. I love it. Even potentially, I could see holding on to this myself. Pair of leggings, pair of boots, slouchy cardigan, just like perfection. Here is my holy grail piece of the day, and it's a basic t-shirt, but look at this tag and learn this tag, okay? Ringer T, nondescript. When I saw this, I physically woohooed. And there was a reseller looking at the same rack, and she doesn't know brands like Kapital, so I triple woohooed underneath my breath. This is a brand called Kapital. Kapital produces items in Japan. Kapital, made in Japan, Kapital with a K, K-A-P-I-T-A-L, Ringer T. You're gonna find that there are a lot of Kapital dupes in this world. This is authentic. Here's the tag. In Japan, they size things 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 0. So this is a size 4, which makes it almost like an extra large. Always look at these tags. Make sure the Kapital is spelt correctly. Make sure it says made in Japan. Just give it a really thorough look-see. Now that t-shirt is reselling right now anywhere from $150 to $275. I don't know what they have actually sold for. It's in great shape. It's not pitted out at all. It looks like it was barely worn. Something like this, someone orders online and then they get it home, and a lot of the times Kapital is going to be smaller than you anticipated. So that's my lucky sweep in this moment, that I just happen to, sometimes I stop before the men's items on the new racks, and I will never do that again. I vow right now, I'm going to take that new rack all the way to the end, because holy gondoli, that is such a find. Of course, I'm gonna maybe see if I want to hold on to it a little bit first, but considering I don't want to stain it if I'm gonna wear it for a few months, we'll see what happens. Picking up Garnet Hill cashmere. I think Garnet Hill makes amazing cashmere pieces. Lovely loose styling, oversized, just like comfy, cozy. Longer in the back. This is absolute perfection for an airplane body type that always gets cold on an airplane. I love having things that you just feel like you can wrap yourself in. I did a thorough sweep of this piece as well, and I did not see any flaws, but it's cashmere. It has potential to have holes that I didn't catch in the lighting of the Goodwill. For $7, and knowing that I was probably just gonna keep it for myself, I decided to buy it. There's no way I'm leaving this behind. Here's another t-shirt that I think has like $60 comps. This is a Rag & Bone t-shirt. They have some really great super soft t-shirt pieces. I don't pick up a lot of Rag & Bone, but these embroidered pieces seem to be a little bit more special. And I did run comps and I saw those selling for about $60. This is another men's brand to be on the lookout for, and that's Taylor Stitch. They make, as I talked about in my couple of videos ago, selvage jeans. So Taylor Stitch is a selvage jeans brand, and then they have ventured into like t-shirts, linen shirts, just kind of everyday basics that have a really nice modern fit to them. This is the Taylor Stitch label sometimes. And then here's another Rourke item. So that's, I think, the end of my men's pieces. I picked up a pair of Rourke pants. Now these actually are pretty kind of like technical style hiking pants. They've got lots of zip pockets, and they are also one of those didn't have a size tag. Womp. I found a great little pocket on one rack that came rolling out that I had the first access to before any other resellers. I found a few Lululemon pieces. So this is an Align tank. Size is going to be in the front left pad pocket of the bra. And this is a size 2. I knew it just from looking at it, but there's the size tag. I found a pair of Dance Studio joggers. Any stains or flaws to them. I just sold a pair of these in pink for $70, I think. So that, once again, that philosophy of one in, one out. Like, I just sold a pair days ago and then I found this pair. I love when that happens, and I do think that is a really true phenomenon. Here's a Viore cropped, just a French terry sweatshirt. Now it does have this stain right here, and on the heels of noting that it has this stain, I feel like it might be an oil-based stain. I buy Dawn dish soap just to use to remove stains. I also use it in combination with hydrogen peroxide, baking soda. I use Tide. I use all sorts of stain removal, but I just picked this up and this makes me very nostalgic. I'm gonna give it a smell. I picked this up. I'm gonna keep you guys posted in my next video. I may have a special video on using this. This is Less Toil. My mom faithfully used Less Toil. I have 3 older brothers who were always working on cars, a dad who was in construction. My mom was the most incredible laundress. She could get stains out of anything. So I'm picking this up because true grease stains, like car grease, mechanical grease, is different than butter grease. And so, wow. I don't think I've smelled that smell in like 20 years, and that smell just brings me right back to my mom. Gosh. Whew. Incredible. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on how the Less Toil does. It's not easy to find. I had to pick it up at a local hardware store. I think Ace Hardware also sells it, and maybe some Home Depots. You can find it there. Anyway, sorry. This is amazing. Look at the color of this. This is a Lululemon Align one piece with shorts. It happens to still have the pads in it, and the tags seem crispy, as we like to say. I actually don't know the color of this, but I will put it up when I list that. That is exceptional to find that. I love the color of that. I believe it was in the spring of 2022 they launched those one-piece Aligns, either with shorts or long pants. And so because they launched them in the spring, they came out with these really cool colorways. This is just a long sleeve Lulu top, and it's striped. It's got thumb holes. It's got like fun detailing on the sleeves. It's got ruffles and reflective material. I just think it's really fun. So anytime a Lululemon piece like this has a pocket and the rip tag is gone, just open that zip pocket or flip out that little pocket and look in there for the size dot. Now this one doesn't have any identifying information around it, so it kind of lets me know that this piece is around from like 2015 or 2016, which is when they were introducing the size dot but without the style identifying information around the outside. I do have a video specifically on how to identify styles of Lululemon. Oh, there we go, the construction noise. Sorry, friends. This is an Anthropologie piece. This is Sleeping on Snow. I believe this is not a brand that has a modern production with Anthro. So a friend of mine saw this and she said, hey, do you want this piece? And I said, absolutely. So I love the light of being able to have the garage door open like halfway, but I don't love the high-pitched squealing of whatever machine they're using across the street. So for me, this piece, you know, I ran comps on it. People have these posted for like $150 to $175, and it looks lovely. I did notice there's a discoloration spot right here, so I will target this specifically. I love the floral embroidery. I love the length of this. Should I pop it on? I should probably pop it on. It's a medium. I love the length of this, right? Kind of car coat length. Goes all the way down. For me, I'm 5'11", mid-thigh, so this is almost knee length for certain body types. Here's the embroidery on it. No pockets, just lots of lovely details. Feels almost like it's cotton based and then it's lined. So it's, I would call this a coat sweater just because of that lining. It really feels like it's designed to throw on with a pair of jeans, a pair of boots, and have a lovely pumpkin spice latte. I am digging this. It's really cute. I would say I would have wanted this from Anthropologie in like 2003, 2004, 2005, which is more than likely when it was produced. I'll try to get some info on it. So I'm hoping to list it for maybe like $98 and see what happens from there. They need to be cleaned up. Here's my little cart, friends. And then watch this. I think this little clip, if you're skilled, you can clip the clip on the inside and then it just sits flat. Okay. Digging the little kind of city grocery getter, we could call it that. And that's all I have. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll be back soon with a new installment of offers from buyers. Let me know how I did. Take care, everyone.